coño estás hablando, tío? ¿De qué hablas? ¿De qué coño estás hablando, tío?
I don't know, some are very experienced, some are not. So I just say a few words. One thing is, I mean, it's like most photography. The eye is the important. Mostly, if you have an eye, that should be sharp. Maybe nothing else. It's enough. And always look at the back, because here we have, I don't know how it looks today, because now it's sunny and they will go into the forest. It's too hot. Otherwise they can be out, and the background is not so very nice everywhere. So always look what you have behind your subject. I mean, that is as important as the bear itself. And if you have very, I mean, if you don't like the environment around it, go in for close-ups. I mean, that's a sure way to get something at least. And we had Saturday we had very different type of weathers, and I liked it very much because sun is very hard to photograph in, because we have that harsh light. So if it's possible, we can't move so much here, but if it's possible, I would like to shoot against the sun and have a dark background to get backlight. That's a way of getting rid of those very hard shadows you get when you have a sunshine from up. If we can't, we can't. So if it starts to rain, don't go inside. I have done my best pictures when it's rainy, when it's really snowy weather, and I mean wet animals, and when they shake their bodies. I mean, that's very nice. And go down. We have a fence. Be careful with the electricity, but go as close as possible to the fence when you can, because otherwise you will have it disturbing the picture. And also go down, because that has to do with the background. If you shoot from here and you shoot down, then you will have the ground as a background. If you go down like this, you will have a background that is much more distant and much more soft and much more pleasant. So I can't say so much more here, and we hope we see some bears too. Sometimes they can be very close. Then this is a little bit too much, maybe for an eye. But sometimes, I mean, the thing with the long lens is that you get that blurred, soft background. So sometimes when I have been working with penguins, you can shoot them from 1 meter. Instead, I've gone back 50 meters, take my long lens just to get that very nice background. Okay, enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you. are smelling. Are we smelling nice? No. Hello everybody, I hope you enjoyed being so close to bears. I mean, it's always nice to see these type of animals. I mean, I've tried to shoot the bears in Sweden. I've been in a hide for 3 weeks, no photo at all. So when you shoot wildlife, it is sometimes a little bit more difficult. I do mainly birds. I started underwater. And it was 15 years ago, and while I was walking around here in this room, I was thinking, oh, what has happened during 15 years? I did underwater photography, and I made one dive. It took 3 hours preparation, 1 hour dive, and 3 hours after work, and I got 36 frames. I think underwater photographers today, I mean, they can shoot 1,000 frames. So there has happened a lot. And I couldn't look at the pictures. I had to know how to mix ambient light with flashlight, because underwater you lose colors. At 7 meters you lose red, at 12 meters you lose yellow. So you have to have a flash to get back the colors. But then I started with birds, and when I started with birds, I read about Canon's new IS lenses in December 1999. I mean, they had the 600mm telephoto lens with a IS image stabilizer, and I went to Canon. I had another brand because I knew this would be the future. And since that, that lens I have carried it until I got the new 600mm. And this one is, I mean, I think there is a new revolution with the new lenses for me as a wildlife photographer. Now I go out with a 600mm without a tripod. I can handhold it. Also the 400mm is so lightweight, so I can really handhold it. I don't care about the rain, as you saw, because the cameras are so very sealed, so I can go out in the rain, I can shoot for hours. And I've tested also to do it with some amateur cameras, and I could shoot in rain. I mean, I don't know if it's how heavy rain I can have and for how long, but I can do it. And the thing is, today we have a lot of amateurs going out, taking fantastic photographs. And for me, I think that is, I really enjoy it. I mean, photography is becoming a real, it's widening. More and more people are doing photography, and they can afford it, and they don't have to know everything about technology. They can go out and shoot and then learn. So I was shooting with a cheaper or amateur camera for a while, 2 weeks earlier this year, and I could say I could cope with that one. I could do 99% of all what I'm doing with that camera. Of course, I prefer my camera with 12 frames per second or 14 frames per second when I need. But still, I could do. I mean, even I mean, it was not a semi-pro camera; it was an amateur camera, and even with an amateur camera, you can really do stunning result today. I mean, the image quality is what I had as a pro 5-6 years ago. And well, that's a development anyway. I have to go home to Sweden today. It's 1 day earlier than I thought I had to because of some reasons. And so I have to say goodbye to you. And I hope you enjoyed the beers going back. As I said, rain is not a problem. I think rain can be very, very nice for the images also. Just one thing about photography. Since 9 years, I have been a professional, but I still am an amateur, because amateur means lover. And when I stop loving this, I will stop. I will not be a pro either. Pro just means that you have had the luck to be able to earn some money on it. And so keep being an amateur even though you will be a pro, and keep have fun. That's the most important thing. Thank you.